My child, my beloved. Before a single star was hung in the sky, I knew you. I knew the exact cadence of your heartbeat, the unique melody of your spirit, the color of the tears you would one day cry in the silence of your room. This is not a random moment. This is not a chance encounter with these words. You are here because I have drawn you here, into this sacred space, into this stillness where only my voice and your weary heart can meet. You have been searching in the noise, in the crowds, in the endless scroll of days for a sign, for a confirmation that you are not forgotten. And now you have found it. Or rather, I have led you to it. This is me, turning the key in the lock of your understanding. This is me, pulling back the veil you thought was a wall. Listen to me. Not with your ears, but with the part of you that still remembers how to hope. The part that has been bruised, but is not broken. I am speaking directly to the ache you have buried so deep, you've almost convinced yourself it isn't there. To the loneliness that sits with you at the table, even when the room is full. To the question that pounds like a quiet drum in the middle of the night. Why has it taken so long? I am here to answer that. Not with a simple parable, but with the truth of your own story, seen from my throne. You feel delayed. You feel passed over. You watch seasons change for others, celebrations unfold for others, doors swing wide for others, while you seem to be standing in a hallway that goes nowhere, holding a promise that feels more like a ghost than a gift. My beloved, I need you to understand this with every fiber of your being. What you have called a delay, I have called protection. What you have interpreted as my absence has been my most focused presence. You have been in the hidden place, the sacred workshop, where I do my most delicate work. While you were begging me for a window, I was building you a foundation that no storm you will ever face can shake. While you were crying for a door to open, I was fortifying the very walls around you, because the enemy sought to sweep you away before you ever saw your day. I saw the tears you wiped away before you stepped out of your car. I collected the prayers you whispered that were too pained to even form words, that were just a gasp in the dark. I have measured every single one. They are not lost. They are sacred. They are the incense of your faithfulness, and they have risen before me and moved my heart on your behalf. That pain you carry, it is not evidence of my rejection. It is the proof of your calling. They only attack what they fear. They only try to bury what is destined to grow. The very opposition you have faced, the silence that met your passion, the betrayal that greeted your trust, all of it was a perverse confirmation that what is within you is real, is powerful, and is a threat to every dark kingdom that would see you remain small. You have felt perhaps too sensitive, too emotional, as if your depth of feeling is a flaw. My child, that sensitivity is the very antenna of your spirit. I crafted it that way. You feel the world deeply because you are meant to heal it deeply. You sense shifts others miss because you are being prepared to lead in the transition. The weight you carry is not a burden I gave you to crush you. It is the gravity of glory being formed within you. They said you were too much. They said you should quiet down, dim your light, be more practical, more like them. But their enough would have been your extinction. I hid you away from their opinions, their timelines, their shallow measures of success, because in their hands, the seed of your destiny would have been plucked up before it ever broke ground. This season of loneliness, this feeling of being set aside, it has been the most profound sign of my favor upon you. I do not hide what is unimportant. I do not spend years preparing what is meant for a momentary flash. I hide the treasure. I hide the weapon. I hide the masterpiece until the moment of its revelation ensures its impact and secures its purpose. You have been hidden, my beloved, not forgotten, not discarded. Hidden, sheltered under the shadow of my hand, where the enemy's gaze could not fully find you. where the opinions of man could not truly shape you, where the pressure of the world could not crack you. I have let you feel the ache of the hidden place, so you would never ever confuse the glory I will give you with something you achieved on your own. It will be so clearly me that even your enemies will have to pause and acknowledge it. So in this first moment, as my words begin to sink into the parched soil of your soul, I ask you to do one thing. Release the narrative of punishment. Let go of the idea that I am withholding from you to hurt you. That is a lie from the pit, designed to make you resentful, bitter, and ultimately to walk away from the very process that is saving you. This is not punishment. This is positioning. Every closed door was a divine diversion. Every lost relationship was a necessary removal. Every silent year was a season of spiritual compounding interest. I was working in the unseen, aligning forces, moving hearts you've never met, orchestrating a convergence so perfect, so breathtaking, that when it breaks into your visible world, you will understand why it could not have come one day sooner. You are my chosen, not a random soul adrift. My chosen. And the story I am writing with your life has a climax that will leave you breathless with its goodness. The wait is ending. The hidden season is reaching its divine conclusion. But first, we must go deeper. We must look at what you have endured, so you can see it not as a record of your pain, but as a testimony of my protection. Rest here in this truth for now. Let it settle. I saw. I know. And I have never, for one single moment, left you alone in this. My beloved child, now we go deeper into the heart of the matter, into the place where the wound is not just about circumstances, but about people. The ones whose faces you still see when you close your eyes. The ones whose words echo in the quiet, whose betrayal sits like a cold stone in your stomach. I am speaking directly to that pain now, the human pain, the pain that came not from a closed door or a silent season, but from a smiling face that hid a secret plot, from a trusted voice that spoke lies in the dark, from a hand that grasped yours in fellowship, while its other hand was drawing a weapon to wound you. I saw it, every single moment. I was not a distant observer watching impassively from heaven. I was the fire in your bones that told you something was wrong, even when all the evidence seemed fine. I was the quiet nudge that said, "Be careful," the unease you couldn't explain. That was my spirit, shielding you, trying to pull you back from the full force of the blow. I saw the secret meeting they held about you. I heard the whispered conversation meant to dismantle your reputation. I witnessed the subtle shift in their eyes when you walked into the room, the counterfeit smile that didn't reach their spirit. I saw the envy, dressed up as concern. I saw the insecurity, masquerading as critique. I saw the plot to box you in, to label you, to make you small so they could feel large. And you, my child, you felt it. You are not crazy. You are not paranoid. That sensitivity I placed in you, it was sounding an alarm. You felt the spiritual shift in the atmosphere around them. You felt the withdrawal of true fellowship, replaced by a hollow performance. It hurt so deeply because you gave them real pieces of your heart. You trusted. You were open. You believed in covenant, in loyalty, and they used your own light as a blueprint to try and sabotage you. They took the very gifts I gave you, your kindness, your vulnerability, your willingness to believe the best, and they tried to twist them into weaknesses. They called your depth drama. They called your discernment judgment. They called your anointing arrogance. And you chose silence. This is what I need you to see with celestial clarity. Your silence was not weakness. It was not a lack of words. It was strategic obedience. It was the most powerful weapon you could have wielded in that moment. When every fiber of your being wanted to scream the truth, to defend your name, to expose their hypocrisy, I placed a hand over your mouth. Not to shame you, but to shield you. I called you to stillness because the battle was not yours to fight with earthly weapons. Your words in that moment, however true, would have been fuel for a fire I was determined to put out. Your defense would have entangled you in a storyline I was writing you out of. You wondered why I didn't let you speak. You wondered why I let the false narrative stand, why I allowed them to seemingly win. My beloved, I was protecting your destiny. Had you spoken, you would have stepped out of the place of divine hiding and into the arena of human conflict. You would have traded your position as my vindicated child for the role of a combatant. And in that arena, there are no true victors, only exhaustion. I needed your energy, your focus, your spiritual strength for the construction happening within you, not for the deconstruction of their lies. I was fighting for you in the unseen, disarming principalities, turning their own schemes back on their heads, all while you thought I was doing nothing. Your silence was your agreement with my strategy. It was your trust made visible, and it honored me more than 1,000 eloquent defenses ever could. They thought your silence was surrender. They mistook your quiet for defeat. They believed they had successfully buried you under the weight of their words. What they did not know, what they could not comprehend, is that they were not burying a corpse. They were watering a seed. Every lie they spoke was another layer of soil over the promise I planted in you. Every betrayal was an irrigation of tears that will one day bring forth a harvest of unimaginable strength. They were, without knowing it, partnering with my process of hiding you. They thought they were pushing you into obscurity, while I was ushering you into the incubation chamber of kings. I know the names that were slandered. I know the dreams they tried to ridicule into dust. I know the secret hopes you shared in confidence that were later used as jokes in their inner circle. I saw the tears you shed when you realized the betrayal was real, deliberate, and calculated. I collected every one. And I want you to know this: their actions have not disqualified you. They have authenticated you. You do not attack a cardboard fortress. You only mobilize armies against a strategic stronghold. The ferocity of their opposition was a measurement of the significance of what I have placed within you. They sensed it, even if they didn't understand it. They felt threatened by a glory they could not name. Now release them. Not because what they did was okay, but because your hands must be empty to receive what I am about to give you. The weight of that injustice, the need for them to admit they were wrong, the desire for a public apology, lay it down. It is a burden I never asked you to carry. Your vindication will not come from their changed minds or their whispered confessions. It will come from me, in a way so public, so undeniable, that their acknowledgement will be irrelevant. I will restore your reputation not in the back rooms where they damaged it, but on a platform so high their whispers cannot reach. I am turning the very memory of what they did into the foundation of your authority. You will not speak from the pain of betrayal. You will speak with the power of one who was betrayed and then lifted by my own hand. So, my child, understand this. The season of false friends and visible enemies is over. Their part in your story is complete. They were used, even in their rebellion, to push you deeper into my purpose. They forced you to find your validation entirely in me. They stripped away every human prop so that you would learn to stand on the unshakable ground of my affirmation alone. And now, you are ready. You are stronger, not in the brittle way of self-protection, but in the resilient, unbreakable way of a soul that has been tested by fire and found to be pure gold. The hiding had a purpose. The betrayal had a purpose. The silence had a purpose. It was all preparation. And now we move from understanding the why of the pain to understanding the what of the process. The divine delay was not empty waiting. It was active construction, my beloved. Now we come to the tender, quiet core of it all. The place where time itself seemed to stretch and thin, where you felt suspended between a past that hurt and a future you could not see. This is where I need you to see with the eyes of your spirit. You have asked in the quiet chambers of your heart, what was happening when nothing was happening? When the phone did not ring, when the door did not open, when the promise seemed to grow colder and more distant with each passing season. You called it waiting. You called it delay. You called it a wilderness. But I have named it something else. I have named it the forge of divine identity. Let me pull back the curtain of the unseen for you. While you felt alone, you were in the most crowded, active, intense workshop of heaven. I was not making you wait. I was making you ready. And readiness, for the weight of glory I intend to place upon you, cannot be rushed. Imagine a master craftsman with the most precious, rare gem. He does not work under the glaring public lights where dust can settle and distractions can cause a fatal slip. He takes it into the sealed, clean, private room. He adjusts the light to a perfect angle. He uses tools of exquisite precision. The work is slow, it is deliberate. It seems from the outside like nothing is happening at all. But inside, every cut, every polish, every careful adjustment is revealing a brilliance that was always there, hidden in the rough stone. You, my child, have been in that sacred workshop. Every door that closed, not just the ones you knocked on, but the ones that seemed to swing open only to slam shut in your face, was my hand steering you. You were praying for any door, desperate for a way out of the pain of stagnation. But I love you too much to let you walk through a door that leads only to a larger prison. Those doors led to rooms too small for your destiny. They led to partnerships that would have diluted your purpose. They led to opportunities that would have branded you with a name I did not give you. I closed them not to frustrate you, but to focus you. I was narrowing your path so you could not wander. I was simplifying your life so you could not be distracted by the good when I have ordained the great and the people I removed. Oh, how this hurt you. You felt abandoned. You watched as connections faded, as circles shifted and left you on the outside. You wondered what was wrong with you, why you couldn't seem to keep people. My beloved, I was performing soul surgery. I was cutting away the parasitic relationships that fed on your light but gave no life in return. I was dissolving the committees of opinion that sat in your mind rent-free. I was isolating you from voices that, however well-intentioned, were speaking from a previous season and could not comprehend the new thing I was birthing in you. Their absence was not a loss. It was the creation of sacred space. It was me, clearing the stage so that when you finally step into the light, no one will be standing in your shadow, and no one will be able to claim they built you. You will be undeniably, wholly, my workmanship. In that isolation, I was doing my deepest work. I was teaching you to hear my voice above all others. When every human echo was gone, you began to discern the pure tone of my spirit. You learned to find your comfort in me, not in their approval. You learned to validate your journey through my word, not through their applause. This was the strengthening. This was the making of a ruler who does not need the crowd's cheer to know who they are. I was breaking the addiction to external affirmation and wiring your worth directly to my eternal heart. The loneliness was the crucible where your true identity, separate from what you do or who you know, was solidified forever. You felt weak, but I was exchanging your strength. You were relying on a natural, fleeting kind of power, the power of personality, of hustle, of knowing the right people. I let that strength utterly fail you. I let you come to the end of yourself, and in that exhaustion, in that blessed depletion, I began to infuse you with a different kind of strength, a resurrection strength, a strength that is not your own, that does not ebb and flow with your feelings or circumstances. It is the strength that spoke galaxies into being. It is the strength that holds the universe in order. And I was weaving it into the very fabric of your being, synapse by synapse, so that you will move forward not with the anxiety of one who must make it happen, but with the calm authority of one who knows, I have already done it. You thought you were being buried. You thought the loneliness, the silence, the lack of movement was a grave. But I need you to shift your perspective. You are not in a grave. You are in a greenhouse, a protected, controlled, humid environment where growth is forced at an accelerated, unnatural rate. In the harsh climate of the real world, certain delicate, crucial plants cannot grow. They need the shelter, the specific nutrients, the constant attentive care. In your season of hiddenness, I have been forcing the growth of your roots. Deep, deep, deep roots. Roots that will now tap into rivers of living water you never knew existed. Roots that will allow you to withstand droughts of opposition and winds of criticism that would have uprooted the old you in an instant. The fruit you will bear will be astonishing to everyone, but you will know it was grown in the secret place, fed by tears, and watered by faithful obedience. This delay was your protection. Had I released you sooner, with the old connections, the old mindset, the old strength, you would have been destroyed by the very blessing you prayed for. The weight of the promise would have crushed the vessel. So I had to make you stronger. I had to make you wiser. I had to make you wholly dependent on me. I was not withholding your destiny. I was preserving it. And I was preserving you for it. The hidden preparation season is now culminating. The tools are being set down. The last delicate polish is being applied. The door of the workshop is about to open. The light from outside is starting to spill across the floor where you have been standing. Can you feel it? A change in the atmosphere. Not a change you can bring about by striving, but a shift I am orchestrating in the heavens that is about to manifest on the earth. The spiritual strengthening is complete. The isolation has served its purpose. You are no longer who you were when you entered this place. You are stronger, clearer, and anchored in me in a way that is irreversible. Now, my child, the narrative changes. We move from the explanation of the process to the announcement of the shift. The waiting is over. The revealing begins. My beloved child, listen now, for the sound you have been waiting for is not in the distance. It is not a far-off thunder. It is the sound of hinges turning. It is the sound of a lock sliding open from the inside. The season of concealment is concluding. The period of silence is breaking. I am now ushering you from the hidden workshop into the grand hall. This is the moment of divine reversal. This is the shift your spirit has been sensing, like a change in barometric pressure before the storm breaks. But this storm is not one of chaos. It is a storm of my favor, and it will sweep away every obstacle that has stood in your path. For years, you have operated in the currency of obscurity. Your faithfulness was exercised in unseen places. Your integrity was proven when no one was watching. Your worship was offered in the shadows. But now I am changing the economy. I am moving you from the economy of seeds to the economy of harvest. What was done in secret, I am about to reward openly. What was sown in tears, you will now reap with songs of joy. And it will happen suddenly, not gradually where you can trace the human steps and claim the credit, but suddenly, in a way that leaves no doubt of my hand. A phone call from an unexpected source, a door opening that was not just closed, but a wall you never saw a door in. A divine connection that bypasses all the gatekeepers who said you were not qualified. A breakthrough that comes not from your striving, but from your resting in me. It will feel like a tidal wave of grace, lifting you from the seabed of delay and placing you on a shore you never dreamed you would reach. This is the public vindication. This is where I restore your reputation before the eyes of those who watched and those who whispered. They will see it. The very ones who spoke against you in secret, who labeled you, who counted you out, will witness your elevation. And they will be baffled. They will scramble to understand, to rationalize, to find some human explanation. But there will be none. For I am doing this, and it will be marvelous in your eyes and in theirs. The narrative they crafted about you, the story of your irrelevance, your failure, your too muchness, or your not enoughness, will shatter in an instant. It will be replaced by a new story, written by my own hand, and its first chapter is called Reversal. They will see you honored where you were mocked. They will see you brought to the table where you were once excluded. They will hear your name spoken with respect where it was once dismissed. And you will not have to say a word in your own defense. My promotion of you will be your defense. My favor will be your testimony. The platform I give you will be your microphone, and from it, you will not need to recount the pain of the past. You will declare the goodness I have shown you. Your very presence in that new place, clothed in a peace and authority you did not earn, will silence every accuser. They will have to contend not with you, but with the undeniable evidence of my blessing upon your life. I am reversing the order of things. The last are becoming first. The overlooked are being placed at the head. The one they tried to bury is being elevated to lead. This is my kingdom mathematics, where humility plus faithfulness over time equals exaltation in due season. Your due season is now. The suddenly I have ordained is upon you. It will feel like a whirlwind, a beautiful, overwhelming rearrangement of your entire landscape. Relationships will be restored that you thought were lost forever. Not all, but the ones I have purified and kept for this new season. Resources that were blocked will flow to you from surprising conduits. Opportunities will find you, seeking you out, because I have assigned them to your destiny. But understand this, my child. This sudden shift is not for your ego. It is for my glory. It is the visible manifestation of a spiritual reality that has been true all along. You are mine, and I am for you. This public display is a sign to a watching world that I am a rewarder of those who diligently seek me, even in the dark. It is a testimony that faithfulness in obscurity is the greatest qualification for leadership in the light. You have been trained in the palace of the king, not in the public squares of opinion. Your authority comes from your intimacy with me, and now that authority will be made manifest. Do not fear the visibility. Do not shrink back when the light finally falls on you. I have prepared you for this. The years in the hidden place have immunized you against the intoxicating poison of human praise. You have learned to find your worth in me, so the applause will not sway you, and the new critics who will inevitably arise will not shake you. You will wear the mantle of this new season with a grace that confuses people, with a humility that disarms them. They will not see striving, they will see stewardship. They will not see arrogance. They will see the quiet confidence of one who knows the source of all they have. The near future is a canvas upon which I am about to paint in bold, brilliant strokes. The gray palette of waiting is being replaced with color so vibrant it will take your breath away. What was taken will be returned, multiplied. What was stolen will be restored with interest. What was delayed will arrive not as a diminished version of the promise, but as something fuller, richer, and more wonderful than your original prayer could contain. For I have used the waiting to expand your capacity to receive, to stretch the borders of your faith, so that the blessing would not break you, but fit you perfectly. So steady your heart. The sudden shift is not an earthquake meant to disorient you, but a divine relocation meant to position you exactly where I have always intended you to be. The winds of change are blowing, but they are blowing in your favor. They are carrying you, not scattering you. This is the great reversal. This is the turning of the tide. Your enemies, seen and unseen, who thought they had permanently halted your progress, will now watch, powerless, as you ascend beyond their reach, beyond their jurisdiction, into the place I have prepared for you. The hidden one is about to be revealed, and in that revealing, many will be healed, many will be set free, and many will come to know me simply by witnessing what I have done for you. This is bigger than you. This is about the fulfillment of a purpose that began before you took your first breath. You are stepping into it now. Take a deep breath, my beloved. The next step is from glory to glory. My beloved, now we enter the spacious place. The tightness in your chest, the constriction of hope you have carried for so long, breathe out and let it go forever. The shift has occurred in the heavens. The reversal is in motion. Now I speak to you of the restoration. Not a simple return to what was, but a magnificent reconstitution into what was always meant to be. This is the season where I am not just mending the nets, I am giving you the entire ocean. This is where I do not merely restore the years the locusts have eaten. I fill those restored years with a sweetness, a depth of joy, a quality of abundance that makes the memory of the famine fade into insignificance. You have known lack. You have known the careful counting, the quiet anxiety, the feeling that there is never enough time, enough resources, enough energy, enough you. That season ends now. I am opening my storehouses. And understand this, the abundance I bring is not for hoarding, it is for flowing, it is for healing, it is a river, not a reservoir. The blessings I am releasing upon you have a divine momentum. They will not stop with you. They will touch your household, your children, your children's children. They will spill over to the faithful friends who stood with you in the dark, and they will even wash over the ones who hurt you as a testimony of my mercy that you now carry. Your life is becoming a conduit of peace, and your prosperity will have a quiet, powerful grace to it. The peace I give, it is the deepest treasure. It is not the absence of conflict, but the settled, unshakable certainty of my presence within the conflict. It is the peace that will now guard your heart and your mind. You will sleep deeply. You will wake with purpose, not dread. The anxiety that once felt like a second heartbeat will be replaced by a melody of trust. This peace will be your hallmark. People will be drawn to you, not knowing why. And it will be this peace they sense, a restfulness, a clarity, a wholeness that the world cannot manufacture. You will become a sanctuary for weary souls, because you have been made whole in the secret place. Now, about your new identity. You must let the old labels fall away. They were never true. They were costumes placed on you by circumstances and critics. The identity I forged in the hidden fire is now your permanent name. You are no longer the wounded one, though you bear the scars of a healed warrior. You are no longer the forgotten one, for you are now the one I have remembered before all. You are no longer the sensitive one. You are the discerning one. You are no longer the one who waited. You are the one who was prepared. You carry the authority of the tested. You carry the wisdom of the tried. You carry the compassion of the broken and restored. This is an authority that cannot be granted by a title or a position. It is earned in the unseen battles of the Spirit, and it is recognized in the heavenly realms. When you speak, demons will tremble not because of the volume of your voice, but because of the weight of your testimony. When you walk into a room, atmospheres will shift, not because of your status, but because of my Spirit upon you. The relationships I am now bringing are covenantal. They are not based on what you can do for each other, but on who you are in me together. These are divine connections, timed for this new season. They will recognize the call on your life without you having to explain it. They will celebrate your anointing without jealousy. They will partner with your purpose without needing to control it. They are the ones I shielded from you until now, because you needed to be solidified in me alone first. Together, you will do exploits that you could never have accomplished alone. And the work of your hands, what you create, build, shepherd, or oversee, will flourish. It will be touched with a supernatural grace. Where you once labored for 100-fold return and saw only 10, you will now see 100-fold as a minimum. Ideas will come with clarity. Strategies will unfold with wisdom. Favor will go before you like a herald, softening hearts and opening doors that were once brass gates. Your work will not feel like toil, but like a co-laboring with me, a joyful expression of the gifts I planted in you long ago. But listen closely, my child. The greatest blessing in this season of restoration is your freedom. Freedom from the need to prove yourself. Freedom from the obsession with your enemies. Freedom from the shackles of other people's expectations. You are free to be exactly who I created you to be, unapologetically, joyfully, powerfully. This freedom is the soil in which everything else will grow. It is the oil in your lamp. It is the wind in your sails. You are stepping out of the prison of your past narrative and into the broad, sunlit meadows of your destiny. This abundance, this peace, this new identity, it is all for a purpose greater than your comfort. I am positioning you as a solution. I am placing you as an answer to prayers you have not heard. The pain you endured has uniquely equipped you to heal a specific brokenness in the world. The lack you knew has given you the compassion to steward abundance with generosity. The betrayal you suffered has granted you the discernment to lead with justice and true loyalty. Nothing was wasted. Every tear is now a seed for a harvest of ministry. You are becoming a living testament to my faithfulness. Your very life is a declaration that I am the God who sees, the God who remembers, the God who hides, prepares, and then reveals at the perfect time. Your story is now a source of hope for the next generation of hidden ones. They will look at you and say, if God did it for them, He can do it for me. Your restoration is not private. It is prophetic, so receive it. Open your hands, your heart, your spirit. Let go of the last vestiges of a scarcity mindset. Let go of the protective cynicism you built around your hope. The winter is utterly over. The rains have passed. The flowers are appearing on the earth. The time of singing has come. And your voice, once used only for weeping in the night, will now lead the song. This is the beginning of the fulfillment. The next and final part is a seal upon all I have spoken. My beloved child, this is where we arrive, you and I. Not at an ending, but at a beginning so radiant, so assured, that it needs no further explanation, only confirmation. This is the final seal upon my word to you. The last piece of the promise, set into place with the gentle, unyielding finality of a keystone. All I have spoken over you in these moments, the seeing, the shielding, the shifting, the restoring, is not a potential future. It is your present reality, viewed from the vantage point of eternity. It is done. So I say to you now, with all the authority of the one who spoke light into being, trust me. Not just with the small things, not just with the manageable details, but with the full weight of your destiny. With the wild, magnificent dream I planted in you that you have been afraid to name. With the relationships you are still hesitant to believe in. With the prosperity you fear you cannot steward. With the peace that feels too fragile to rely upon. Place it all in my hands. The same hands that carved out hiding places for you in the rock, that collected your tears in a bottle, that covered your mouth to protect you, are the very hands that are now lifting your chin to see the horizon ablaze with the dawn of your new day. I am with you. not as a concept, not as a distant, benevolent force. I am with you as a father, as a friend, as the champion of your soul. I am in the quiet confidence now rising in your chest, where fear once resided. I am in the clarity of thought that is beginning to cut through the old confusion. I am in the newfound strength of your spine as you stand a little taller. I am in the forgiveness that finally flows freely toward those who hurt you, because you now understand they were unwitting tools in the workshop of your becoming. I am with you, and I will never leave you. Never again will you walk into a season where you must wonder if I am present. You have been trained in the dark to know my voice in the light. That knowing is now your permanent possession. This journey from hidden to revealed, from broken to strengthened, from waiting to receiving, is now complete in the Spirit. What remains is the beautiful unfolding manifestation in your earthly days. Walk forward with certainty. When you meet the old triggers, the old fears, the old voices, and you will not meet them as a victim, but as a victor. You will look at them with a kind of holy recognition as relics from a past life. You will feel no rage, only a profound pity for the power they once held over you, and a deeper gratitude for the one who broke their chains. Your destiny is not a fragile thing I have entrusted to you. It is a powerful, living thing that has been entrusted in you. It is woven into your DNA. It is the reason you breathe, and it is now being activated. Doors will open that no man can shut. Paths will be made straight in the wilderness. You will look back at the labyrinth of your past and see, with stunning clarity, how every turn, every dead end, every seeming misstep was a divinely orchestrated part of the route that led you here, to this moment of readiness. So go, step out of the hidden place, not with fanfare or with striving, but with the quiet, unstoppable assurance of a seed that has finished its work in the dark and now must break ground into the sun. Speak the words I give you. Extend the compassion I have poured into you. Build what I show you to build. Love with the vast, unguarded heart I have healed and fortified. You are safe to do so now, for you are no longer hidden from your enemies. You are hidden in me, and in that place, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This message, these words, are yours. A private letter from my heart to yours. A covenant reminder. Return to them when the world feels loud. Let them be the anchor for your soul. Let them be the proof, etched in the language of your spirit, that I see you, I know you, and I have always been for you. The story they tried to stop is the very story that will now be told. The purpose they tried to block is the purpose that will now flow through you like a river of life. You were hidden until your enemies could no longer stop you. That time is now over. You are seen. You are known. You are chosen. You are revealed. Now go in peace, my child. Your faith has made you whole. The dream is awake. The promise is alive. And I am with you always.